All right, so I'm going to walk you through how we helped a portrait studio go from 0 to 1 leads per week to 9 over the last 5 days. And my daughter, who's 12, actually helped with this, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. And basically, what we did is we set a budget and we are running some Google ads. We're going to their portrait website, and then on this site, we have an 8-second delay. People go through this really cool interactive quiz, which, if you want to learn more about whether you want her to do it, you want to do it yourself, I'll put links in the video. But this interactive quiz, which educates your clients and redirects them to a thank you page with a video scheduler and a video. So actually a video and a scheduler. And then hopefully you have some sort of CRM tool and it sends them emails, text messages, gets them on your calendar, and then it lets you call them, right? Because you want to have a consult with all your leads, especially if you're doing in-person sales. But what we did with this, and there's some notes about this studio, is that this is a portrait studio, have a budget of about $500 per ads. We don't have the Facebook ads running yet. They're doing this themselves, but they're about to start running Facebook ads. Again, we installed the quiz because we wanted to be conversion focused. So we wanted to capture more of the people that were going to her website, which she was already running ads before. And we did that by running the quiz. And then we made a lot of adjustments to her landing page. So before we started with this, I kind of have like a color coding system. I would say that her ads were, let's just say like maybe in the orange or red. The conversions and everything else after that were maybe in the red, right? So they weren't doing too hot, okay? And I guess I'll give some grace and I'll say this was in orange. So we made some changes. Number one, we wrote all the copy. We use, narrowed down the keywords. We use different types of campaigns in Google Ads. And we got this up into the green, and we've even refined it even more, and we've been a little bit more specific with the demographic, right? Especially with income that we're trying to target. So getting that into the green, right? And it's really important that we kind of like break down the journey and don't just, a lot of people will like see this funnel and like, if it's not working, they'll just say, Google ads suck. And then they just kind of like throw away all the Google ads and say like, it's not worth the investment. But in reality, like you could be getting amazing cost per click. You could be getting amazing like potential lead quality, but then like everything could fall apart on your website and like no one, maybe it doesn't function. Maybe like it's not easy to understand where you are, or like your form doesn't even work. You might be tricked into thinking like this isn't going to work. So why would I spend on this? And the reality is, even if this doesn't like work the greatest in the world, like even if you're spending like, $300 per booking, if you do in-person sales and, you get, one client for that and you do a $3,000 sale, yeah, you have costs, but there's $2,000 in profit there that, hey, that might not be worth it to you, but like, what if you can get it down to $150 per booking or $100 per booking? And now you can get 10 of these per month or 7 of these per month. That's really how you get people into like the multiple 6 figures, right? Even getting to 7 figures when all this starts to like snowball into itself. So we improved the ad, improved the targeting on the demographic, narrowed down the keywords, are a lot more selective. We improved the landing pages. So the landing pages right now, I would say, are like a 70% solution. There were some changes that I suggested that we're going to make. A lot of those a lot of studios tend to not put a lot of product on their website. So a lot of times we're kind of like lulled into thinking, well, if we show beautiful things, if we, have good reviews, then why don't people understand that this is going to be expensive? And the reality is if you don't, let's just say send the message across of like what the experience entails, people are going to be really surprised that you only show digital images, but now you're telling people they have to buy albums and prints and wall art. So why not just do that on your website through your ads, through your, remarketing videos, through the videos on your website, and through your email list, right? You have to show product. You cannot just have your website just be like an Instagram feed of just digital images, because people are going to think that. So what you display is what people are going to think they're going to buy. So it's not necessary for you to just like, hey, put a disclaimer on your website and say, hey, you have to spend $5,000 with me. You can also just demonstrate it, right? And demonstrate it without having to just type it out, because a lot of people are not going to connect with just your pricing if you just write it out. And the analogy I like to make is if you have an interior designer and you have 2 of them, and one of them, you see they have really nice furniture, they have really nice design, but all their website just shows 1,500 square foot apartments or townhouses. Just in your mind, even if you don't see the pricing, you're going to know that it's not the highest price thing in the world, right? And that might be what you're shopping for. But if you're the interior designer that wants to work with like the highest end clients, maybe that second website, the clients they're showing like beachfront properties. They're showing pieces of furniture that like look extremely custom. They're like Italian. Each piece looks like it comes from a different company, and then they come together and it looks so perfect. The materials on the kitchen and in the bathrooms look amazing, and they look super high quality, right? And like just the views, the size, the locations, right? So even without them saying the price on their website, you just know between both of them, like, okay, this is going to be X experience with the first one, but this one's like an elevated one, right? Like the images of the artist on this website are just a different level. The quality of work, how they present it, right? The materials they work with. So really have to get that across on our website. So we're going to do that. And very quickly, this is going to turn into a green. And then right now they are getting a lot of their CRM and their emails set up. So in very shortly, they're going to be maybe like in the orange. But then once we start listening to phone consults, once they start refining and updating their emails and just telling more story, right? I actually have a blog on my website about story brand marketing and websites. When they start just sharing more of the journeys, they're going to do a lot better, and we can get this in the green, right? And then what's going to happen? Basically, we're going to get their marketing budget where they're going to want to spend. They're going to want to spend $2,000 because they know when they spend $2,000 that, they got 10 to 15 clients, right? And each of those clients, they spent, even if it's low, right? $3,000, now they know, hey, when I spend $2,000 on ads, yes, I have all these business costs in my product, but I'm getting a return of $30,000 to $45,000. And then we can help that scale that by, maybe we add Facebook ads. Maybe we just keep improving aspects of this, right? Maybe we get more social proof. We have different landing pages. We get more reviews, and we get that cost down as low as possible. But just remember that every studio is going to be in a different place here, right? There are some studios that like they've never turned ads on, but like all of this is really good, right? Like maybe they work with referrals, work with partners, alliances, past clients, and some of this stuff is good, but like your ads are just like terrible because you've never ran ads maybe. And then maybe, your follow-up isn't great. So like you're orange here. So it's like really important that you hyper focus on your situation, and you don't just scrap things because one or two little wheels of the train, right? Or carts of the train are just not completely optimized, right? We have to kind of segment and say, hey, let's hyper focus on this. How does this correlate, and like jump over to the next step? Where is the fall off here? And as you make incremental improvements, you're going to get your cost down per lead, and you're really, really going to be able to turn a great profit by running ads. So if you want to work with us, number one, I'm going to put all the information on how you can hire my daughter to do this quiz for you, or if you want to do it yourself, maybe you're a DIYer, you don't want to be bothered by this. So those I'm going to include. The other ones, if you want to learn how to increase the level of engagement you have with Photography to Profits, maybe even seeing a lot of our clients, you just see a lot of the case studies we have or the quality of websites we have, and you just know, hey, I know I'm probably never going to do my own ads. I don't want to do my own website copywriting. I don't want to do my email automations. Then you could just hire us and have us do all done for you. I'm going to put a link so you can jump on the phone with us. The next level is, hey, if maybe you want to do it yourself. And if maybe you don't want to do it yourself, like in a one-on-one, maybe you want to do it in a group. And this is definitely the most cost-effective. This is the one that we actually work with the most people in. Obviously, it's the lowest cost. And then a lot of people will join our mastermind, and then they'll say, hey, I've gotten a great return. I spent X amount on this and on my ads, and I barely even knew what I was doing. I was just following the mastermind, but I got a great return. What would happen if I hired you at this level? And then we like really, really turn it on, right? Because we, number one, are based in the United States. Every single employee I have is in the United States. This is all we do: copywriting, ad buying, automations, building websites for photographers, right? Photography to Profits. So I'm going to leave those links. If you guys have any questions, drop a comment on any of these videos, and I look forward to hearing from you. See you guys in the next one.